This is H. Brown with the Tony Lorenzo Network, Hot Talk TV. We're here at Daly's Dive, still known as Buck Cavern. It's going to be some sad shit, folks. Some sad shit. Thank you.
You got the Yahoo right up? Oh, there you go. Oh, that's nice. Let me see.
Last meeting, the Triple C had a family member in town, and I knew there was an important vote on...
Look at the camera up there, Michael. Tell them what you did. You sinned.
So I wasn't there to be able to vote. Not many people were showing up last night. Couldn't find a proxy. Maxine Dugan's been running a decriminalization of prostitution. Good, yay. Yeah. Voted for it the first time at the DCCC. I can't remember why we had to hold over to last night. However, I had to be excused. I wasn't there. I didn't send a proxy because I couldn't find a proxy. And I knew by the votes it was unfortunately going to go down. Anyway, if my vote would have made a difference, yes, I would have dragged my butt out there. Obviously, the way it came down, it didn't. However, I did hear that Laura Spangian voted yes on that, as did... Blah, 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 blah. Anyway,
I'm H. Brown. This is the Bulldog Network. This is the H. Brown Hour. Tonight belongs to Tommy Mecca. We're in San Francisco in the Mission District at Vicky Leidner and John Regano's house. It's a magnificent Victorian, fantastic, actual real living triple bay windows there. I want to introduce you to Hope Johnson, who's our moderator, and she's going to ask Tommy Mecca a few questions. Hope, get the hell over here.
But you have to be by the computer.
Hi, this is yeah, there's another one too, and all that stuff. What's the name of your band?
The P-Sticks! Yeah! John!
It's not working, huh?
What's not working?
Peace?
Peace? Oh, please.
We're doing our part.
We've got, tell me where you came from and what happened to you the first 10 years of your life in 2 minutes.
I come from South Philly. First 10 years of my life, I was subjected to torture by nuns and priests in Catholic school.
That's all that happened to you?
No, yeah. Well, if you want to ask me what happened at 12, I tell you I had my first sexual experience with a boy.
Let's go 12, let's go 10.
This is all over the internet.
Everywhere.
10 and 20? Let's see, I had my first sexual experience with another guy, and then I had my first lover at 16.
Oh, wow.
A classmate, so.
Yeah. All right, so have you ever been married?
No. I don't believe in marriage.
Why should you get away clean? That's ridiculous. This is John Regano. Hey, say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. How you doing?
And I'm Diana Hartman. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. And we're fortunate here we have Debra Walker in, and tonight she was on with us a couple weeks ago as we approach the election. We're going to pick these people's brains and we're going to get some music out of you here, too.
I'm going to sing, yes, exactly.
You going to sing?
No.
Hey, come here, Hope. Every time I try to hand you the microphone.
I asked her.
They're hearing you.
Yeah, I've asked you to type in if they can hear it clearly.
Okay, but we're gonna throw in a few more questions. Tommy, I've watched you for years and years from the edge. I'm a peripheral character, and my heroes in San Francisco are people like, I guess, got to be Tom Amiano #1 and Mac Gonzalez #2. You've been very close to Amiano for years. When did you meet him? And tell us what it was like in the Willie campaign and the 2003 campaign.
Tell us about 3 hours.
Take 5-10 minutes.
We should have made a movie.
Let's see. I made.
We are.
God, I don't remember. Right after I moved here in '91. I met Tom shortly afterwards.
He was on the school board.
Yeah. Yes. I think it was over the JROTC vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought that was really courageous that he led that charge against JROTC in the schools. Then,
so why are they still there?
That's
Don't worry about it.
Ask the school board member.
Ask the school board member.
Bring them on.
It's the
2 nights ago.
Actually,
Mark and Eric have been great.
On the right hand side of the
Mark
picture.
and Eric have been fabulous
So
on the issue.
the big
They've really
picture.
stuck their neck out.
They've done a good job. They had a program called Urban Pioneers. What the argument is that you need other
They're not
programs to
hearing
take
you
place
too
at
well.
JRTC. I encourage them to work with police leagues. I used to be a special education teacher,
Okay.
so I've done all these things. I've actually been with Urban Pioneers.
Sorry,
Yeah.
they're not hearing you well with that microphone, so can we just pull it out and then let it go with the regular camera mic? And I think it'll pick up
It's a
all the
very good
sound
mic.
better.
It's a very good mic. All that you and I said got recorded.
Is it turned on?
This happens
On this big?
This happens on the radio show
The
all the
light
time, right?
on the camera?
Yeah, it's on the camera.
The same thing happens.
Over there, inside that camera right there. It's
So
really a
play to
quality
your,
mic.
play to your back row.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we're talking about the JROTC. Maybe we should do our JROTC song. I don't know. We'll have to ask H. Brown if he wants us to.
Chemo, can you hear us now?
Chemo, what are you going?
Can you hear
We're all
us?
set.
Can you hear us?
Musicians are ready.
You know, we have a Roxy song. Should we sing it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Come
What the
on.
heck?
Go.
Don't ask H, he's busy. Technical. Yeah.
Chemo says you can hear us.
Kids don't need no spelling bee.
Science or gym or geography.
All they need is that old-fashioned JROTC. Kids will grow as fast as a tree,
And they'll be all they can be.
if they got that old-fashioned JROTC. It was good enough for Daddy Gear, who came home in a box I hear. Oh boy, he really earned those medals there. Wah 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 wah, wah 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 wah, wah 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 wah, wah wah wah. You don't need to worry, no.
We'll teach your kids how to shoot a gun.
It's all free in that old-fashioned JROTC. We don't care if you're gay anymore.
You're still fodder for our wars.
In the very, very old-fashioned JROTC.
It was good enough for Daddy Gear, who came home in a box I hear.
Oh boy, he really earned those medals there.
Wah 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 wah, wah 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 wah, wah 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 wah, wah wah.
Kids don't need no swimming pool.
Sliding board or finishing school.
All they need is that old-fashioned JROTC. 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 Better dead than red.
Hope Johnson, talk to the man.
Just curious, how long have you guys been playing together?
Diane and I have been, what, 2 years?
Yeah, about 2 years. And John's a
John just joined us.
newbie.
He just joined.
I started yesterday.
You just started yesterday?
I
Are you
know the
serious?
songs overnight.
My first guitar about a week ago.
We met him in Berlin. We were in this little club, and we just got rid of our old drummer. What was his name? Starkey? No, that's the guy who wears a lot of rings.
And what was the name of that song that you just played? Does it
Did you name it? JROTC Rag, I think. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
JROTC Rag.
JROTC.
I never remember the names of my own
I
songs.
can't spell very well, so it's hard for me to.
So we have this big Debra's No on 98, and I see
Yeah,
that you're
Debra.
wearing a No on 98 button. I wondered if you wanted to talk about that for a minute.
Sure.
Are you interested in that? telling us why you don't want to see 98 constantly.
Well, very simply, it's a very deceptive measure. It pretends to be about eminent domain, but it's not really. It's actually about getting rid of rent control and environmental laws and affordable housing standards. So if 98 passes, not only would rent control disappear and all other tenant protections such as just cause, but some landlord next door to you could sell his property to a toxic waste dump, and there was nothing you or the city could do about it. Yeah, because it gets rid of, because it declares any restrictions on private property to be eminent domain. So rent control, environmental laws, all that stuff is considered eminent domain under 98. It's a really dangerous measure.
Also, developer mitigations. Any kind of when people build housing in the city, we ask at the very least they do 15%, which is not nearly enough. But even that would be illegal.
Yeah.
We couldn't get transit money.
No.
We couldn't get
So
arts
nothing?
money. Nothing.
No. It's all eminent domain.
It would all be called a tax.
Yeah.
I mean, it would all be. We'd have to go to the ballot to get that.
Yeah,
instead
this
of
is a really
people.
extreme measure. I mean, this is really extreme right-wing stuff. People
horrible.
don't understand how right-wing this is, because this is defining everything as eminent domain.
Didn't we just vote on that?
Proposition 90 2 years ago.
Over and
Yeah.
over again. It
Yeah.
comes back in sheep's clothing.
Which is why 99 is on the ballot, because 99 is a way to take away the issue from them. Because there is really some problems with eminent domain, so 99 takes care of it.
99 actually requires that if an eminent domain happens, it happens for the public good. It can't be
Right.
given to a private developer. And so you can still do that when you need bridges, transit lines.
Water
You know,
projects.
when we need to actually do infrastructure, we need to have that ability, but it really needs to be for a public good, not a private developer. So that's 99. Yes on 99.
Yes.
99 is fine.
We just thought that was so
That helps you remember, hate 98,
Okay.
because we hate 98. We hate it, we hate it.
Are we doing it? Are we doing this song? Oh, we're going to do the song. Sure.
It's a musical
We'll
message.
start together, right? Yeah. We all hate that 98, but 99 is fine. We all hate that landlords keep to make those profits so obscene. How much money do they need to satisfy their endless dream? All the buildings that they own, and still they want a bigger home. And your mother's home, la la la, la 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 la. We all hate that 98, but 99 is fine. We all hate that landlords keep to make those profits so obscene. All the seniors benefit to make them feel so good and rich. All the kids and the single moms just out the door into a ditch. Without a hitch, la 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 la, la 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 la. We all hate that 98, but 99 is fine. We all hate that landlords keep to make those profits so obscene. Wonder when they lost their souls to the dollar sign. La, 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 la. We all hate that 98, but 99 is fine. We all hate that landlords keep to make those profits so obscene. Now I wonder if their dough will buy them joy and a conscience, you know. If the plan works really well, I hope it lands them into hell, where they'll all dwell. La la la, la 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 la. We all hate that 98, but 99 is fine. We all hate that landlords keep to make those profits so obscene. Sing. We all hate that 98, but 99 is fine. We all hate that landlords keep to make those profits so obscene, so obscene, so obscene. Hate 98.
When is the election?
It's up on YouTube, and we've got like, I think almost 800 hits on it.
That was really good. Did you write that?
Yeah.
Tommy writes all these
I wrote
songs.
them.
Five days till
Protest.
election, folks.
That's right.
5 days.
5
You
days.
gotta go out and vote. The worst thing that can happen right now is people get overconfident and think we're gonna win and don't vote. and then for sure, we lose. So,
At best, it's close, so it's nothing that people can ignore.
No,
and say,
you gotta
"Oh,
vote."
it'll be okay. if I don't
16th
go
in
out."
Folsom, 8 to 8, Saturday through Tuesday.
Right.
The F people are meeting and sending out troops. So
Right.
16th in Folsom, 8 to 8, Saturday through Tuesday. The Yes on F people are sending out troops.
And
they'll
no
be
on 98 too.
No on 98 too.
We just have
Yes on that.
Yes on
There you
And
go.
have to have no on.
5 days, folks, only 5 days.
yes, you gotta vote. If you
Yeah.
live in California, this is not just San Francisco, it's all of California.
This is California, right here. F is San Francisco.
Right, done.
So Tommy, I read that you helped organize the first gay pride in Philadelphia in
Yes.
1972.
Yes,
Can you
1972.
tell us about that? How did you get the idea?
Yeah, 72 was our first gay pride march. Well, a bunch of us got it. A bunch of us in gay liberation. Yeah. We were a rowdy bunch.
What did you do?
We marched through the center of town and got booed, hissed, spit on. Yeah, things thrown at us.
Did you have to get a permit?
Yeah, we had to get a permit. The cops didn't want to give it to us. We had to fight. We had to get the ACLU
Oh, you did?
after the cops. Yeah, because the cops were going to refuse us a permit. It's Philly. I mean, the Philly cops are monsters. You know, I mean, they still are. They're
Especially
beating up.
back
They're still
then.
beating up people. As you saw from that video on YouTube, I'm sure now they're going to get a hit after me.
How many people participated?
10,000.
Well, that's a
It
lot.
was huge. Yeah,
First one, that's
yeah.
great.
How did you,
Everybody was shocked, including us. We had no idea.
how did you get that many people? Just
We went around and went to all the subway stops and we plastered, we wheat pasted posters. It was the old day of the wheat pasting. We wheat pasted
What does
these
that
huge
mean?
posters.
Still have it.
That's what you
You
put
can't
on?
get it off. Once it's on.
It's like paper mache, except
Yeah.
harder.
Oh.
And so you really have to scrape it off.
So that's not that any of us like
Plus, we also went to the media and and the media at that time was like, what? You're gonna do what? You're what?
Were they interested in it? I mean,
Well, yeah, the Philadelphia Daily News, which is always the more like sensationalistic paper, it's kind of like the Examiner, except a little more intelligent, if that's possible.
well, I guess it
Yeah, it is
I guess it is possible. You can't get lower than
Pretty
Examiner.
easy. It's pretty easy, in fact.
And the Daily News was very much into sensationalism, so they put us on the front page like a day or two before saying, you know, homosexuals are going to march through the center of town.
Take over.
Which of course brought out all the crazies.
And of course, it was lots of gender fucking too.
Oh, yeah, tons of
Yeah.
fucking. Well, it's
Yeah.
1972, so, you know, people were running out with beards and evening
And
gowns
glitter.
and
Oh,
glitter and,
so
you
everybody
know,
got dressed up too? Were there signs and?
there were signs and, yeah, outrageous goings on.
Too bad there weren't any sisters there. You know, you could have been
That's
more
true.
different.
How did it work with the
They
cops and the crowds? Any violence?
No, there wasn't any violence. There were, you know, there were hecklers and stuff, but we had kind of trained everybody. We had marshals, we had our own marshals and stuff. And
Let me ask you a question a little bit off track. They're talking about hiring somebody to manage the Halloween fair in the city and all this. But why don't they just give $45,000 to the people who organized the Gay Pride Parade?
Right.
No, is that possible? Will somebody suggest that to Dufty? Because it makes all the sense in the
Yeah,
world.
they're trying to do a whole department
Right.
of events.
One person. They're hiring one person at $45,000.
I know, but
Only 45?
Terrence,
That's
you
what
know,
it says.
there's gonna be a ballot initiative
They do a great job.
Well, it's for one event.
to actually do an events, more of an events focus, to actually get the Convention and Visitors Bureau to pay attention to it and stuff.
The Chronicle,
Blocking
the Chronicle asked me what I would do, and I said I would make it Halloween last for a week like Mardi Gras.
There you go.
Because, I mean, the idea of a town
They
like us
wanted
facing
the
white
hell out of
tourists is
it, yeah.
insane.
Well,
It's just utterly insane.
also, what amazed me when I went to the meeting in De Castro about it was how much people forget how closely connected gay pride and Halloween are. Because I know at least in Philly, I know East Coast cities, Philly, New York, and all, on Halloween, there was this rule, the actual law that said if you were in drag, you had to wear 2 pieces of clothing of your own sex somewhere on your body. Because if not, the police took you in and they strip searched you, and you didn't have 2 pieces of your own gender's clothes on, so you could be jailed for impersonating the opposite sex. So the only night that law wasn't enforced was Halloween.
Is
So
that still on the books?
it might still be on the book, so who knows?
I
But
got
in Philly, on Halloween night, the drag queens, starting in the 50s, believe it or not, would actually march through the center of town as a show of pride. And the police couldn't do anything because it was Halloween, so they didn't bust them. And it was the only night that all these queens could march through the center of town, and all these people would come and watch them, like the Gay Pride March. And I consider that the beginning of the Gay Pride Marches. You know? And
well, they do that in Hawaii too, in Honolulu.
Well, New York, they still do.
I was there one Halloween, and everybody came out in drag, everybody.
And what's sad is
People like that fresh air.
Tommy happens to have a song about that too.
Oh my God, that's excellent.
I'm not going to play because we're like
Practice. It's called Here to the Queens, and it's great.
It's like funny, it's like having a musical, having a panel discussion.
You said that some of these were on YouTube. Do you want to give us the location?
It's youtube.com/AviMecca, AVIMECCA. And there's got like 10 videos up, I think we have, something like that.
We have the hate.
Say it again.
youtube.com/AviMecca, AVIMECCA.
MECCA.
Like Mecca, like the city.
Like, say so people can
Like Avi Mecca, like Avi
Mecca,
Mecca.
like my name,
Yeah.
like my two names crunched together. But the saddest thing for me was sitting through that Castro meeting about Halloween was that nobody was talking about that. Nobody talked about it as this was a gay holiday, which it always
And
has
there was a
been.
bunch of white gay men there.
Right, older, and a lot of them older gay men who should know better. And it's just that this sense of, in order to assimilate, this frenzy to assimilate creates this amnesia in
Yeah,
people.
it's
So they
very true.
forget. And for me, I left that meeting feeling so depressed that it was like, come on guys, don't you remember, it wasn't that long ago that you could get your head busted for walking around in,
I think
impersonating a
it's sadder than that. I think it actually comes down to they forget fun. They forget how to have
That's-
fun.
and that's-
And they allow themselves to
Yeah.
get old when they don't need to. Right?
It's
And-
also true, I mean, in Halloween, but they're trying to shut down Carnival. The folks that moved in across the street in all those nice loft
They're
buildings.
trying to close down Carnival
They don't
on
want
Harrison.
Carnival to happen. It's just
They're after the
irritating.
beta breakers.
They're,
I mean,
people,
geez, the beta breakers.
and people, they're closing down a lot of the clubs south of Market. I mean, more and more neighborhoods are saying, it's just too noisy. We have to sleep, and
In
I
our
understand
$2 million
that.
kids.
Right, well, why'd you move down there?
gentrification.
It's part of what the irony is that it's what sells San Francisco as a tourist attraction, that quality and, the cultural experience and the very nature of, these kind of initiatives that we're trying to talk about are about getting people out, especially folks that don't make a lot of money, artists, musicians,
We do
the
have a song
workers.
about
Yeah.
that.
And there is a song about
We
it.
happen to have a song, and this one we were going to do anyway, so.
Oh, nice to meet you. Thanks. I must have had the script. I don't
We didn't
know.
promise
Some people in this room have heard this song a lot.
a lot.
I.e. Michael and Debra. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We like
It's
it.
a theme
We can do the
song.
chorus.
You can do the chorus, yes. Feel free to do the chorus. It's a song about gentrification. Are you ready? We're still getting, okay. I was living in a pad so fine, 14 years, it was mine. Speculator came along one day, he said, son, you gotta move away. Yuppie, yuppie, the stole my pad. Yuppie, yuppie, bad, bad, bad. Yuppie, yuppie, stole my pad. Yuppie, yuppie, bad, 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 old yuppie. Bad old yuppie. I said, landlord, I ain't a-moving, not until the sheriffs are showing. Even then I'm gonna stand my ground until the law, it comes around. Yuppie, yuppie, stole my pad. Yuppie, yuppie, bad, bad, bad. Yuppie, yuppie, stole my pad. Yuppie, yuppie, bad, 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 old yuppie. Bad old yuppie. My favorite part, real estate is the theft of land. You really got to understand. Doesn't matter what you think, let them steal it, you're gonna sing. Yuppie, yuppie, stole my pad. Yuppie, yuppie, bad, bad, bad. Yuppie, yuppie, stole my pad. Yuppie, yuppie, bad, 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 old yuppie. Bad old yuppie.
you're so rude. I fought so hard, but I couldn't win. Greed is our national sin. Yuppie, yuppie, stole a bag. Yuppie, yuppie, bad, bad, bad. Yuppie, yuppie, stole my bag. Yuppie, yuppie, bad, bad, bad. Oh, yuppie, yuppie, bad, oh, yuppie. Yuppie, 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 yuppie. We're gonna win, wait and see. Someday the land's for you and me. For folks like us, we're gonna rise. Better heed the call if you're wise. Yuppie, yuppie, stole my bag. Come on. Yuppie, yuppie, bad, bad, bad. Yuppie, yuppie, stole my bag. Yuppie, yuppie, bad, bad, bad. Oh, yuppie, bad, oh, yuppie. Bad, oh, yuppie. Yup, yup, yuppie. Yuppie, yuppie.
Whoa, that's the
That song is dedicated to Joel Donahue. Deborah's best friend.
My best friend. On that note, I'm gonna get something to drink. On that happy note.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, I wrote that quite a while ago. We've been doing that at rallies.
I'm sorry that still applies.
It's going to apply forever.
Yeah, the audience slept through that.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
The baby even stopped crying.
No, everything.
It's kind of,
It's good.
it's kind of the way influence, you know, the rock influence, the jazz influence, the old jazz. I'm an old jazz freak, so a lot of that slips into my songs, plus the old rock stuff, because I grew up with rock.
And Tommy's written like almost 200 songs, all protest songs. So you
Well, there's a
name...
couple love songs in there.
Oh,
Unrequited love songs.
It's a protest love song.
Protest love songs.
You name an issue, Tommy's got a protest song. And it's either for it or against it. But no injustice goes without a Tommy song.
Well, how could it?
It
So
can't.
you had a one-man show a
Yeah.
few years back.
Yes,
Was it a musical?
No, I only sang once in it.
Oh,
Are
really?
you sure?
Yeah, I only sang once.
Okay.
Twice. Twice.
Yeah, because there was an unrequited love.
Yeah, the
song,
Soldier Boy number when,
Yeah,
yeah, when that guy dies in Vietnam, yeah. It was, yeah, it was sort of a tour de force in my life, and it was kind of, you know, I made it very dramatic because I'm Italian, so everything got blown out of proportion, huge emotions, and at one point I sing opera because I'm Italian. What
Well,
was I
you know
gonna
what? All of the peaceniks are Italian.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not.
do?
You're
Three
not a
Jacobs.
peacenik.
I guess I'm not a
Are you official?
The official
Well,
peacenik.
anybody can be a peacenik. That's
Oh,
it's kind
you're
of,
talking about-
it's-
That's the
Yeah.
name of our group.
I
Yes.
didn't know. I
yes,
thought
it's
this was...
peaceniks.
Oh, okay, cool.
These three peaceniks are Italian.
It's,
Are you
it's,
the piece, part of the piece?
yes, he's peacenik.
How long ago did you move to San Francisco?
91,
In
17 years
And
ago.
what about you?
76.
Oh. And you?
too. Really?
78.
78,
76.
yeah.
I used to be a partner in a club on Haight Street.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Which one?
Shade Row.
I don't know if I moved here in 81. Was it still going on?
No, we closed the same night as Winterland. And when Jerry would come play, we would call everybody and the place would be packed. Moby Grape would play.
Right.
Where was it? What? Cross Street?
Between Ashbury and Clayton.
Right.
It's the Ethiopian restaurant.
Okay.
Oh.
And it used to be a pharmacy next
That's
door.
history, huh?
And
History.
the people who owned the
Well, the
pharmacy.
pharmacy is a good pharmacy.
Yeah, and the people who owned the pharmacy also owned that building.
Okay.
Well, we started talking about the Grateful Dead. Before I moved here in 76 and 70, when I was a teenager and having lots of angst, I took some speed and went to see the Dead. They used to play at midnight at the Fillmore East, and they'd play till 6 in the morning. When I got home at 10, my mother was giving me a hard time about something. And I sat down, I was still crashing from the speed, and I wrote like an 8-page single-space letter to Jerry Garcia, because like American Beauty had just come out, and it was just so, or Uncle John's Band, you know, Working Man's Dead, that's what it was. And I was like, how can you say it's good? It's not, it's fucked up, you know? So I got this letter back.
Well, you sent it.
I did. I got a letter back from Bob Weir's girlfriend at the time with a backstage pass because they were coming back to town, and they said, you know, we can't help you get out here, but if you could get out here, we'll give you a place to live. So I go backstage. Could I make a story like this up?
I guess.
Were you singing back then too?
No, I was like 19 years old. I was doing nothing. So I went
Is he gonna have some
backstage.
hot there or something?
What's that?
Do you think he was gonna have some hot groupie, come on
No,
board?
I mean, I was like a
He
teenager.
Did he have the Alaskan Huskies back there with him?
I just,
I don't know.
yeah, well,
No,
we're all jaded.
Anyway, he was with Mountain Girl at the time. They were, it wasn't about
was
that.
real.
It's like
It
I
was
was a
real.
teenager who was in trouble and they were gonna help me out. So I go backstage to the Fillmore East and Jerry's there playing the piano. And I go over, I'm like so petrified. And he goes, oh, go talk to him because he makes our travel arrangements. So I go and I get a plane reservation on the same plane as them. So then it was in the days, it was so long ago, 1970, that they didn't give you assigned seats. So you just went on the plane and you sat down. So of course I went on the plane and I went and sat in the back. So Jerry gets up to go to the bathroom, and then he goes, oh, come on, there's an empty seat up there, come up here. So I'm 19 years old, I got Bob Weir on my left and Jerry Garcia on my right. I swear to God. And then I went up to Nicasio and lived at Bob Weir's place for about a month. I babysitted Jerry's kids and went backstage at Winterland and worked in the kitchen. And hung out till, I was living in a tent, so I hung out until it rained too much. And then I went to Santa Cruz to live with some friends.
Wow.
It's the God's honest truth.
I'm putting it out there that if Enrique Iglesias wants to write me a fan letter, I will invite him to my apartment to stay as long as he wants. You got that, Ricky?
So your songs are so good. Could you tell us some? You were saying like jazz. What are some of your influences from?
Well, John Coltrane, Miles Davis, although it doesn't show in some of the songs, but some of my chord progressions come from those jazz musicians. A lot of the sevenths I use and stuff. But obviously Yuppie comes from my rock because I was a big freak for the Rolling Stones and Chuck Berry, all those people. I mean, I was,
Trying to learn his chord progressions is hell. They're just crazy progressions.
You're doing really
They
well.
sound great, but
I never studied music.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Can you read music?
I can read it. I can read the notes, but I can't read the timing.
Okay.
So I know what the note, what do they call that? I know what the note is. I know that's a
You know it's an
G,
A or
A,
G.
flat, or whatever. But I don't
The
know how to
beat.
put the time. I don't know what the timing is.
Right.
You know.
If it's a whole note or.
No, because I taught myself everything. I got a guitar when I was like about 19, 20 years old, and I just wanted to play music. I didn't care. Studying music? What? What did you study music for? I'll just learn CFG on 3 chords and I'll,
You play other instruments?
I can fake my way around a piano.
Yeah.
That's about it. But mostly chords.
Do you guys play live a lot? Do you
Yeah.
play?
Yeah, we have mostly rallies and political, like if a supervisor is opening his supervisory campaign, such as Mark Sanchez.
We're very selective.
Yeah.
You're very selective.
But yeah, we're going to do Eric Mark.
We've played in Chris Daly's office. They have these events, and we will play pretty much wherever anybody asks us to play. As long as their politics is right.
Right.
We're not going to play any Republican gigs anytime soon. But
Okay.
We're not going to play for Bevan Dufty or Gavin Newsom.
And no Democrats who aren't Democrats?
We have a song about that, but we don't know.
we also do benefits. Like any nonprofit asks us to do a benefit, we're right there. We did a benefit for Martin DePores, the Soup
Right.
Kitchen on Portrait.
Oh, that was great. We actually did a concert.
That was
a
great.
concert.
That
Yeah,
was
great.
really,
That was a
really
fun. Yeah.
And we play open mics. So we go to, we used to go to Sacred Grounds, but they closed it down. Now we've been going to the Bazaar Cafe. And that's good, do a couple songs, but we've been having a good time with this.
Suzanne-land.
Anybody who wants us to perform, just invite us. That's it.
Assuming you're in San Francisco or nearby.
Yeah, because we...
Unless you want to play
You might
drama.
be listening in Kentucky.
No, I'm not going to Kentucky, sorry.
The most polluted city in the country, according to, or the least green city in the country,
Is.
Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I don't do it in the Midwest. See, that's my religion.
But you do San Francisco liberal.
Oh, yes, we have that song about San Francisco liberals.
Care to do it?
Do you remember it enough?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, God.
I hope I do. Oh, gosh.
This song insulted people at Diane Feinstein's house. We were outside protesting. We weren't inside. No, I would never go
In
inside.
front.
When Hillary
Do I
was
remember?
doing, where Di-Fi was doing a fundraiser for Hillary, and Tommy played, and we tried to present our peanuts, and they wouldn't accept them. We had a big tray of peanuts to
I thought you
share
said,
at the party, because
didn't go with the decorum.
No, the Democrats give us peanuts, the Republicans take them away, and Pelosi always called people a bunch of nuts. So we came with this nice big tray of peanuts. They wouldn't take it.
But you can get in the garden outside her house, it's public garden.
Oh, gorgeous, it's a public
Is that
garden.
insane?
That sign,
I'm just destroying the whole set.
We're just getting a cheat sheet.
We're gonna get a cheat sheet, pretend like you don't see this.
Special request from Vicky, we can't.
Vicky, is it okay to smoke a little bit inside or not?
Yes, John.
Oh, I guess it isn't. I'm not gonna go
We
there.
haven't done this for a while, so I don't know how it's gonna come out, but
Don't worry, I can smoke it.
I'm looking for words.
We'll wait.
I'm in no hurry. I've
They're there, it's a
got 25 minutes, but
And we tend to do
20
most of our
minutes.
smoking outside. It gets out.
I live in
I respect
San
that.
Francisco, I believe in social change. As long as it's at a time that I can easily arrange.
I go to cocktail parties for the causes, so it's not so strange.
I'm a San Francisco liberal. I believe in civil rights. Gay marriage is so good. Don't let that homeless shelter move in the neighborhood.
Everybody deserves a home, just not in my neck of the woods.
A San Francisco liberal. I'm proud to be a liberal, don't you see? With San Francisco values. I'm a San Francisco liberal and I vote for Democrats. I think of Republicans as lower than the rats.
I justify it when the Democrats, they side with the fat cats.
A San Francisco liberal. I'm a homeowner now. I bought my TIC. A senior got evicted, but that's really not on me.
Say all your lectures, cause I give dough to the senior agency.
A San Francisco liberal. I'm proud to be a liberal, don't you see? With San Francisco values. I'm a radical green and I recycle faithfully. I shop the green aisle of Walgreens and Macy's.
I'm saving all the planet, one can at a time, don't you see? I'm
A San Francisco liberal. I put out good vibes everywhere I go. I do my yoga, ginseng, and taekwondo.
I even wear my ribbons, though I don't know which is for which one.
A San Francisco liberal. A San Francisco liberal. Oh yeah, a San Francisco liberal.
San Francisco liberal.
Wait a minute, Diane. You know I'm a bigger liberal than
I'm not going
you
on
are.
camera.
I'm much bigger liberal than you.
How are you a bigger liberal than me?
Because I only wear my fur coat on special occasions.
San Francisco liberal.
He's not our San Francisco liberal.
Are they? We play that at the Malcolm dinner.
Yeah, we haven't been officially invited yet.
Well, you just should show up.
We're,
And that would sing that.
Oh, no, we'll definitely do that.
How long does literary?
On and on and on and on.
Because, you know, I have a meeting that night, I'd love to come.
We want to go on earlier. Oh, wait, you have to be later?
Well,
Looney.
I'm not in charge of any of that stuff, but,
What happened to the moderator?
she's the moderator.
Oh, she's
Sometimes I'm the moderator.
When he doesn't want to be the moderator.
He disappeared.
Yeah, let's go
My
back.
new baby.
I don't know.
New baby,
I think you offended
My
me.
grandchild. And the new grandchild with the sharp teeth.
Well, you know.
So we're taking over HH.
And you rescued her from the
animal
care.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is guerrilla internet.
Yeah.
And she's training to be another campaign dog.
No, I'm 98.
We always say.
Where's her button? No.
She has to carry signs, so she'll be big enough to come to the election.
Yeah, there you go.
So what else do you want to know about us? We're all crazy. Well, we're, musicians, we're all crazy.
What do you do now? You're in tenants, right?
Yeah, I work at the Housing Rights Committee of San Francisco.
What do you do there?
I direct the counseling program. We offer free drop-in and home counseling for tenants all over the city.
How long have you been doing that?
8 years.
A long time.
Yes, I know.
It helps me make me even more cynical than I already am.
So I just wanted to add, you were one of the
Ronettes in the
teachers,
60s.
one of the teachers at the Progressive Convention that Daley had, right?
Yes.
How did that go? I'm just curious.
It went very well. I was doing the workshop for the platform.
The workshop,
And
right.
we had a lot of people participate, and they worked. Everybody worked on a different aspect of it. I thought we came together with a pretty good document. So,
And you had some questionnaires that people filled out?
we had questionnaires, and we did some, not scientific surveys, but some surveys of what were the top issues in different neighborhoods around the city. It's valid information, considering that everybody involved was an activist, but, from a campaign point of view, which was what we were working for, we would have an idea of what type of issues activists would want to work on, which is essential if you're putting together a campaign. All we needed was someone to run for mayor.
Yes.
I remember, wasn't that called Run, Ross, Run?
Yeah, all we needed was someone to run for mayor. But
Who did you want to run for mayor, or did you care?
I think there were a number of people who could have beaten Mr. Newsom, that his high poll numbers are just, this paper thin thick, and that it just took somebody with enough guts to just go out there and do it, and Mr. Newsom would have fallen apart.
Yeah, I
But
thought that too.
That's my opinion.
And Vicki, you've run for office before, right?
Oh, for all of 5 minutes.
5 minutes of fame.
I was going to run for assessor,
Okay.
and that was when Phil Ting and Gerardo were running. And I did not felt I got enough support that people thought Gerardo was a shoo-in. He also had a penis, which is something I didn't have.
You can buy one. You can buy one.
I still don't.
But if you go to Polk Street, you can buy it in all different colors.
Good vibrations, but
Vibrations, yeah.
no. So that
Yeah, not anywhere. Give me
I
a
learned
one.
a few things about how campaigns run and how to do some paperwork and some different things, but decided that that was not the campaign for me. And I'm delighted not to be in office. I hate those meetings. Who
Oh,
can
God.
sit to those long, boring meetings all the time?
Have you ever thought of running for anything?
People want me to run in District 8 where I live, but
Yeah.
You don't want to?
I guess I shouldn't say anything definitive. Because I might have to.
You're going to stand up on that one?
You never know.
I don't know. I can't see myself playing off. Can you imagine me? I get pissed at a board meeting, I get up with my guitar and I start singing. I want this entered into record!
Well, they do sing at the board of supervisors meeting, so. Walter, the singing guy.
I don't know.
Well,
You can serenade Chris.
There you go.
we had Licia Schwartz, you know her? She works with Power.
Oh, Power, yeah.
On H's show, and someone at the Miriam had asked her, what do you think, what are some ideas for the housing situation? And she said a couple of things like some better long-term planning at City Hall, some planning within integrity instead of just profit.
Integrity was that?
What about you? Do you have
Like G
ideas
for
for what
greed?
might?
Oh, I have a lot of ideas for the housing situation.
Want to tell us one or two?
Well, first of all, I think we have to take back the land. And one way to take it back, because we're not going to get it out of wrestle it out of the hands of the real estate industry without a big fight. Because I basically think real estate is theft. Like I say in Yuppie Yuppie, I'm an anarchist from way back. And in that regard, I'm sort of an anarcho-socialist because I kind of blend the both worlds. But I think one strategy right now would be, after we defeat 98, yes! We're going to beat 98 to the ground. After we beat 98 to the ground, we start a campaign to get rid of Costa-Hawkins, which is a state law that prevents vacancy control. Vacancy control says that, right now, your rent is stabilized while you live in an apartment if you're in a rent-controlled apartment. But once you move out, the landlord can jack the rent up sky high. But if you have vacancy control, the landlord could only raise the rent a small percentage for the next person. So that's the true rent control, is rent control and vacancy control. Now what that does, the great thing it does, is it devalues the properties. So some speculator comes along and wants to speculate on the property. What he does right now is he buys a rent-controlled building, which is considered damaged goods because it sells for less money because people are paying low rents in that building. So he buys that building with the low rents, and then he kicks out or forces out the people paying the lowest rents, brings in people paying market rent, higher rent. The building goes up in value, and then he can resell it, he can flip it, or turn it into TICs or whatever. He flips it and moves on, and with the profit from that. That's why rents in San Francisco are out of control, because
Without
all the
even really
speculation.
doing any renovations.
Doesn't have to do anything.
Tell us about city properties.
So, this is what Skyline City is doing all over the city. They buy buildings, rent-controlled buildings, and they bring the value up because they get rid of all the rent-controlled tenants who've been there a long time paying lower rents, bring in people, pay higher rents. And then the building's worth more. And then once you have a couple buildings on a block that are worth more, the value of that whole block goes up. And then landlords in that whole block can get more money. This is how gentrification and speculation all works. My idea is, if we bring in vacancy control, so that when the tenant moves out, you can only raise the rent a little tiny bit, you can't speculate on it. Because you buy the building, it's not going to increase in value if you get rid of the tenants. So my idea is that, that's 350,000 tenants. What, 188,000 units, I think, in San Francisco that are rent control? Could you imagine if we have vacancy control of those, and we have all those buildings suddenly can't be speculated on anymore? That's what I think we need. That needs to be a priority for taking back the city of San Francisco from the real estate industry.
Don't you have to be in the state assembly to do that?
Yeah, unfortunately, we got to do it on the statewide level. But we got Tom Amiano going into the assembly.
He should be carrying it, and then it should be going over to the Senate and passing
Right.
there. It won't, because the only places that vote progressive are the big cities. The only ones that are really, sort of on our side around tenant issues are the large urban areas, and then you have Orange County and Riverside and all those areas that there's more ownership, and so people want to do what they want to do with their property.
Sing a song about your favorite candidate for Senate District 3.
There is no song, Rich.
It ain't Joe Nation.
I'm singing it.
You're singing it?
There's nothing.
Me too. Isn't that a tough one? That is really tough.
Well, I see pluses and minuses in both of them. I mean, Nation is just totally out of
I agree.
question.
I agree. And he had me snowed before I read.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough one because,
Who's going to win?
I don't know.
I think Megan's going to win.
You think so?
Yeah.
Really? Even though she's down in the polls and all?
Well, I think she's going to get more votes in Marin and Sonoma than she gets here.
Yeah, see,
Because they hate Nation. They hate Nation over there for screwing with Woolsey.
Good.
So,
Because he's
and obviously Leno's not going to get any votes over there. I know why he would. Has he milked a cow over there or anything like that?
No, he hasn't done much. Maybe had to be.
He might have done a hot tub or two.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks.
Or Ross.
Way to go. And he's a real nice guy, but too bad. How about city propositions? You want to push...
F. Yes on F.
Yes.
No on G.
No on G.
All right.
Good for Michael. Yeah. Go Big Ben.
San Francisco.
Megan is the last girl in the bar,
So
as far as I'm
introduce
concerned.
yourself.
I'm going to vote for her.
Michael,
That's a good reason. Whatever the reason
And she's gay.
And I gotta interrupt because there's a bit of drama here. I just met your new next door neighbor.
Which one?
Tommy, you seem to know her.
Is it Sarah Short?
It's Sarah Short. Just now. Yeah. Another. If you don't know.
Somebody sent me the name. Somebody told me that we should do a show with her.
Did you ask her?
She has an amazing voice. Do you know that?
Michael,
She sings. Jazz.
Did you invite her over?
I
You
did,
know
but they were on their way out. I said, you know,
You don't know who Sarah
Were you dressed like that when you invited her over?
She supports Carol. I mean, who else are
And
you
there
going to
was this
support?
amazing jazz voice as the background. And it was Sarah Short, and I'm like, who else spells her name like that? I said, Sarah, do you sing? And she said, yes. How do you know? Amazing.
Wow.
I mean, you should hear her. I mean, like Ella Fitzgerald, like, amazing.
Okay, so Sarah Short is apparently famous because she sings, but Vicki has a lot of famous neighbors because right above us is a person who's running for Congress, and that is Cindy Sheehan.
Cindy Sheehan.
Full disclosure, I'm a landlord. Now I'm 98.
Cindy is trying to,
Signatures, do you want to give a little plug for that Cindy needs signatures?
maybe they can sign online.
I'm
She's not doing that.
divorced from any campaigns other than the one I'm working on, but as a courtesy, I have these out for Cindy.
Okay.
But Cindy's trying to take on Nancy Pelosi, and God knows somebody ought to take her on.
Chrissy Charles.
Speaking of liberals,
Chrissy
So the
Keeler,
Terry Bomb. We had three
Yeah.
good
Oh, yeah,
women in a
Terry.
row.
And
They
Terry.
keep getting stronger, you know?
Yep.
And they're all powerful women.
Yep.
Mind you, Terry and Chrissy were both Greens.
Well,
Yeah.
Cindy
I'm
just
a
wasn't
green.
here long
I'm
enough.
registered green.
Well, I'm saying I'm
Me
Green,
too.
so I try
I'm
not
a
to
green too.
get too involved in other.
Why did Medea leave the
parties'
Greens?
races.
I don't know. I don't follow green politics.
She
You
joined
Tracy?
the Pinks.
You joined the Pinks?
Didn't Matt not change his party
Yeah, he's
affiliation too?
That's what
independent.
Sanchez was saying the other night. He said that
Matt's
Emily
independent.
Drennan did, and I see she's running for
Democratic
for
County Central
DCCC. I thought, you know, are there any of these people? I mean, I ducked into the Greens and ducked out just to vote for a couple of things for friends. But are there any actual real Greens?
I'm a green.
I'm a Green.
I always thought you guys were a think tank more than anything.
You're a Green too?
Are you in danger? Are you in danger of losing your certification?
It's not good in any greens, that's
How many votes
Eric
do you...
and John Mark were here, they're
But,
both Greens.
Yeah,
let your viewers know that you don't have to be a Green to vote for a Green.
Yeah.
So in all of the state races, if you've got any question at all, vote Green, and that lets them keep their certification. So it's true. It's how many votes you get in the, and I think it's this election too, the presidential election.
Right.
Who you-
I think you have to get 2% of the
Yeah.
vote to qualify for the funding that you can
Right,
get from
funding
the
the candidates,
government
yeah.
to run your campaign.
And
So-
McKinney's running, right? She's
For
the
president.
Well,
president.
Well, there are about 6 people who are running. The convention is in June in Chicago.
Tell me who you like for president.
Yeah.
None of the above.
None of the above. None of the above. Absolutely not.
Well,
You only deal with propositions and not people.
Yeah. I have
It
problems.
started out so good and then it got so.
I have problems with people. But what did Linus, the famous saying that of Linus is, "I love humanity. It's people I can't stand."
Something like that.
There you go.
So I've been voting for Ralph Nader for so long, and this time I thought, well, maybe I'll vote for somebody else, but now he's got Matt Gonzalez as a running mate, so I'll have
I
to
have to
vote
write a
him
song
now.
about that. Presidential.
Technical, yeah.
He knows that in Europe.
Kids don't need no spelling bee, science or gym or geography.